So I'm going to talk a little bit about the first contacts that you might have when you get arrested for a DUI. Typically, DUI stops happen at night, at times which I call or people call the bewitching hour. It's when people are out drinking. It could be holidays, weekends, Thursdays. And a lot of times, if you're out driving when bars close, cops are going to be looking for any reason to pull somebody over. Typically, the reasons for pulling people over, according to police, is that they're weaving, not staying in their lanes, maybe driving too slow, driving too fast, not stopping at a limit line, running a red light, any reason that they can have to pull you over. Once you're stopped, officers will start asking you questions. They'll ask, have you been drinking tonight? And unfortunately, a lot of people say, yeah, I have. Red flag for cops. And they'll sit there and talk about how somebody's eyes are red, watery, there's odor of alcohol, their speech may be slurred. Of course, cops have never talked to this person before, so they don't know if the person's just tired with red eyes, or maybe they speak a little bit in a way that a police officer may think it's slurred speech. In any event, they'll ask the person to come out of the car, and they'll have them do standardized field sobriety tests. And you may have heard of them, FSTs. And they'll start doing what's called a horizontal gaze nystagmus. And they check your eyes to see if they run smoothly, if they're jerky or not. There's certain steps that they're supposed to take with instructions. The next test that they'll probably do is what's called a walk and turn. And that's where they have somebody walk heel to toe 9 steps forward, turn around, come back 9 steps. The last one that they're supposed to do is a one-leg stand. And they'll give instructions on how you're supposed to raise your leg, how you're supposed to raise your leg, how far off the ground your foot's supposed to be. And they'll look for clues. And after those tests are done, they'll sit there and say, well, would you mind blowing into a preliminary alcohol screening device? And most people do. And if they blow anywhere near a 0.08 or higher, typically that person's arrested. And under California law, anyone with a driver's license, basically a privilege to drive, they're supposed to provide what's called a chemical test. So the PAS test is not the chemical test. And the chemical test can be a breath test, a blood test, and in certain circumstances, it could be a urine test. And once you're arrested, in most counties, since it's a misdemeanor, especially on a first-time DUI, you'll get a court date and they'll release you. In some counties, they'll make you post bail before they release you.